Let them sit in their poop. The quiet violence of fear disguised as wisdom. There is a particular tone that appears when love gets tired of not being in control. It sounds calm. It sounds reasonable. It sounds like wisdom. And it almost always arrives wearing the language of boundaries, detachment, and self-respect. The moment it crosses the line, it stops being love and becomes punishment dressed up as maturity. The viral advice to let them sit in their poop is not about growth at all. It is about fear trying to survive the loss of a role. The role is needed. The role is rescuer. The role is the one who knows better. When that role starts dissolving, the ego panics, and when the ego panics, it reframes abandonment as wisdom. Let's slow this down and actually look at the image being used. A baby cries. The caregiver feeds the baby. The baby cries again. The diaper is changed. The baby soils it again, and then the conclusion is made. You must want to sit in it. Pause right there. That conclusion is not neutral. It assigns intent to discomfort. It assigns rebellion to distress. It quietly turns vulnerability into an enemy. Now look at the moment that gives the whole thought system away. This sounds disgusting, but it's true. That sentence is guilt leaking through the philosophy. Because something in the mind knows this isn't love. It knows that withholding care to teach a lesson is not correction. It is punishment. And punishment always requires an offender. So the child must now be recast as willful, manipulative, ungrateful, or resistant. Otherwise, the cruelty would be impossible to justify. This is where the deeper pattern reveals itself. The parent is not actually letting go. They are still watching, still monitoring, still narrating, still hoping the discomfort works, which means control was never released. It was merely delayed. The ego says, I am stepping back, but it is still gripping the outcome. A Course in Miracles is very clear about this distinction. Correction is never withholding. Love does not teach by deprivation. Peace does not instruct through absence. The Holy Spirit does not sit back and wait for suffering to produce clarity. That is the ego's method. The ego believes pain educates. The ego believes fear matures. The ego believes loss produces wisdom. And because it believes that, it must see suffering as useful. Here is the quiet truth most people don't want to face. This thought system is not really about the child at all. It is about the terror of becoming unnecessary. When the child no longer needs guidance, advice, fixing, or rescuing, the role collapses. And with it goes identity, purpose, and meaning. So the mind flips the script. It turns control into letting go. It turns withdrawal into self-respect. It turns resentment into boundaries. And it turns guilt into moral authority. But love does not need to teach lessons. Love does not wait for humiliation to occur. Love does not need someone else to fail in order to feel justified. Real release is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not explain itself. It does not require an audience or a metaphor that humiliates the vulnerable. When control is truly gone, there is no satisfaction in watching consequences unfold. There is only peace. And if peace is not present, something else is still running the show. So the question is not whether adult children should be rescued or enabled. That is a false choice. The real question is this. When the urge to let them sit in it arises, what is actually being protected? Is it growth? Or is it the last remaining proof that the role still matters?